Yeah, 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 yeah. I think I did it again. I need to believe we're more than just friends. Oh, baby, you think. Whatever, okay? But I tried. Anyway, Spirit just told me that Britney Spears had a fear when she was younger of not being perfect and underperforming. Now, in a lot of people's eyes, she's perfect, right? But then issues started to come up in her triggers from childhood and how she was controlled by her parents and father. And she kind of switched into a quote unquote kind of bipolar episode when she shaved her hair and she wanted to do what she wanted to do because she was angry. She had a lot of anger inside. All of a sudden, she did so well in her career, but she didn't solve the issues that were inside of her that were so psychological. So, fame, yes, all the way from the top to the top, with her kindness, her smiles, her cute, pretty face. I mean, who didn't adore her? Everyone adored her, all her fans. It was amazing. And she rose to fame very rapidly. But then her father wanted to try to control her because he was afraid that she would, just by her whatever, her episodes that she had, spent all her money, go in bankruptcy. When it first started that he was the conservator over her, I guess she felt okay and vulnerable at that time to be able to allow him to be the conservator. But as time went by, she realized all the fans were trying to say, no, this is not good for you. You should, free Britney. And that's where this came from. Now, I feel like I'm kind of tapping into her mind because I feel like I have compassion and I can relate to her because of struggles with stress and anxiety, depression, and just things that she had to go through with her fan base and her career. Um, So, anyway, my dog is out there barking and she's kind of annoying, but I'm not going to let her phase me one bit, but I just want to go see what she wants, actually. But anyway, it's kind of like this with Britney Spears. And I feel like this is a huge statement from Spirit that they're going to make through me. And I don't even know what I'm about to say yet, but I want to meditate and pray on this and ask my spirit guides to help me. Okay. They say she's, something about her being in California. She adores her fan base. She wants to do everything in their eyes that they want for her. Because that's what really makes people tick is their fans, right? Their fan base. She's starting to see that in the light and that her father was wrong all this time. But for a while, she felt safe in the comfort of knowing that her father had the best idea possible for her, but he didn't. And I'll tell you why. Because her father is an outright control freak, and he cannot own his daughter like that, nor can he put a ball and chain on her and make her feel like that. In a minute, I'm going to go out there and totally scream really loud at my dog, Maya, because she's barking so loud because she's really annoying me. But we're going to try to send Maya energy that she stops barking. Let's try to do it like that magically. Okay? So as you can see, I have an angel here to the right of me, and I have a doll here to the left of me. And I have some people here with me. Wolfman 1993, hello. And it's a Friday night, and here I am sitting home and doing a YouTube video about a different subject matter, but it's definitely the subject matter of what's been going on in the planet right now. And that is Britney Spears. It's Britney, bitch. So all of a sudden, I heard my spirit guide say telemarketing. I have no clue why they just said that, but I did hear the spirits say telemarketing. So usually what I go into first is a controversial subject that is kind of what's going on right now that people can relate to. And then I go into other subject matters from my spirit guides, because you know that I work as a psychic medium. And I do predictions on celebrities. And let's put it this way. I know Brittany Spears is about to be free. And I know that her fans created this to happen because they're the ones that started this. And that's great, because Brittany is so happy that her fan base can actually pull her up like this and get her free from her father's clutches. And I do predict that the court will be very successful, and that everything, she'll finally get out from underneath this father conservatory thing. Like, she's grown up enough now to be mature enough to make her own decisions, take out her IUD if she wants to have more children, be in love with a man, and go anywhere she wants with any man. And, it's just like she was all along. She had it inside of her all along. But I think she was afraid to take that leap of faith, because she kind of knew that she loved her father. I mean, your father, you love your father, right? We're not going to say that she's going to disown her father now. And she feels kind of probably bad and guilt that she has to fight him literally in court for this. But, oh, Nirvana Bliss. Oh, okay. I'll put the $sign button on. Thank you for reminding me of that. There, it's on now. Nirvana Bliss, thank you. And go ahead and, if you want, write down a question that you want to write me. I will take some questions tonight after this spiel of Brittany Spears that I'm talking about. I think I've said everything really that I need to say. My prediction is that she will be finally free, okay? And that the court will be successful, and that the judge will grant her free of that conservatorship from her father. I think enough time has gone by, and enough cases have gone by, and enough court hearings have gone by, that they will deem her mature enough and as an adult to take care of her own stuff. Really. They did say that it's been torture for her in some ways. They did say that. She's kind of like a puppet, and she let her father dangle the puppeteer strings. He was controlling her and dangling her all along. But, it just all of a sudden seems so real to her because of her fan base that she's like, oh my God, they're right, I think she wanted it all along, but she was afraid to get her father upset with her, because that is still her father and she loves him. And there was a part of her that was torn, because it's like, well, maybe he is handling my affairs rather good. But he wasn't. And he was, it's just, if you guys read about it all, I'm not going to go into everything that, her father was taking millions, and just, it's just, he was making her perform sometimes when were places where she didn't want to perform. And, it's just really sad that Britney Spears had to live like that for so long. And, yes, people do have mental illness, and it's hard for them to take care of themselves, but Britney knows exactly what she's doing. She's a multimillionaire. What she will be when the conservatorship is released from her father. He's the multimillionaire. If you think about it, he is. And she's just the performer that goes out and does wonderful, beautiful performances and sings really good lyrics and cute voice and looks amazing and hot and everything else. And doesn't the world love to love her? Yes. So, that's the agenda right now, is what I wanted to talk about, because that's, relevant. YouTube, when I first started out videos on YouTube, they said, always talk about something that's relevant in the media right now to get your YouTube fan base or to get your views or whatever. And so I did it, though, because I felt compassion for Britney Spears. And I didn't realize even that this is really going on still in the court. I thought, but I did see the Netflix special about it or whatever it was. And I'm just feeling like a little something in my heart for Brittany right now. So I wish her a lot of success. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, they gave her lithium. I know. She was tired and didn't want to perform. Right. And that's not going to help at all. Lithium is just going to sedate you more. And it's going to help you perform, but it's going to be like, I'm very sedated performing. And lithium is a huge drug. It's a very serious drug that, you have to get your liver checked every so often when you take lithium. And you also have to know that there could be damage from lithium. Lithium is a very harsh drug for bipolar people. So they're trying to say that Brittany was bipolar, but she is not bipolar, I don't believe. What I believe she has is trauma from the men in her life that didn't respect her and didn't love her the way she deserved to be loved. And that is her father, the father of her children, whatever his name was, David Federland or whatever his name was. He didn't respect her. And, it's like, whatever, like, I don't understand why, Anne Lane, you're saying she's a monster. I don't understand why you're saying that about Brittany, but whatever, you have a right to your opinion. And I don't feel that she's evil at all. I mean, that is the wrong opinion, I feel. Because when you go around judging people and saying somebody's evil, then please be sure you know the person before you say that about them, okay? And I'm not, like the type that really defends celebrities or anything. I just seriously, feel that the way this is handled by everything like her father and, just a woman in the world that's vulnerable, okay? So that's all I want to say is that, men can dominate women very hugely, and women then can get evil, because it's like you put a pit bull in the corner for so long, they're gonna lash out, they're gonna be angry. Maybe you've had some experiences with her, Anne Lane. She's saying, I witnessed it live. Okay, well, good. So tell us more if you want. You can put your input into this video. I'm a psychic and medium. I don't know Brittany Spears at all. The only thing that I know is my two sons went down to visit her, or, went to her concert in Cleveland when she was here a really, really long time ago. And that that she does amazing performances. And she's had some rages. She's had some outbursts. And, her sister, did she know enough of what was going on? Oh, and his name is Kevin Federline. That's right. Thank you, Delia Williams. You know her, Anne Lane? Okay. Well, it's interesting that you're on this video with me then. So stay on here, Anne Lane. I appreciate your insight being here. I don't personally know Brittany Spears. And I'm just talking about Brittany because of the thing that they're trying to say, free Brittany. So if you want to expand on why you think she's evil, then go ahead. You can write it on here, because this only goes this far, my YouTube video. Brittany Spears is probably never going to watch it. Nor do I really care if she watches it. I'm just doing this because it's relevant in the media right now. And there's huge uproar of people that I've noticed all over TikTok and all over everywhere saying, free Brittany. They care about the freedom of Brittany. So I'm only letting you know she's not the angel she claims. Big crimes towards innocent people by her. Okay. And you got to realize that all the people that work for her and do, the fan clubs and everything, if you've dealt with her personally, that's a different story. But it's just like that. What comes to mind is that one lady that died had that reputation too. And who was she? The famous singer in another country, though, or she sang Spanish tunes. I can't think of her name right now. Was it Spanish? Oh, what's her name? Can somebody help me, please? And her manager, or her personal manager, or the person that ran her office shot her. And she's coming to my mind right now. Can you guys think of who I'm talking about? A lot of Hollywood people are in on it. I am personally living the hell she caused. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, Selena. Thank you, Cindy Garrick. Selena and Manuela. Yeah, what was the thought that I was coming back to? Was that she had a reputation, too, of, like, not doing good business. And here it was really her personal manager that was, you know, getting her in trouble, that Selena would have never wanted to do things like that to her fan base or whatever. So it expand on the personality, or the go ahead and expand on, you know, her personally. And Anne says she is personally living the hell she caused, meaning Brittany. Okay, this gets interesting. And thank you for coming on here and being with me. That's very nice of you. They set the manager to kill Selena. Okay, yeah, and I'm not talking about that matter right now about Selena, but yeah, Selena was totally innocent, naive, beautiful, vulnerable victim. And Delia Williams says, I can agree with you because men have pinned me in the corner so mean times, but then the men call me crazy, but men instigate a lot of my fights. Yes. You know, men versus women. Women are vulnerable. And now my spirits are saying, for whatever reason, I don't know who they're talking about yet, and I'll have to ask, but they're saying she's a fraud. So it's either somebody thinking about me this way, or somebody that's on here is a fraud, and we won't name names, but you know who you are if you are a fraud. And it's not Cindy, my friend, and it's not Manuela, and it's not anybody else on here. Or are they going to say next that Brittany Spears is a fraud? You know, so all I heard was the voice saying she's a fraud. So I have to ask my guides who they're talking about. Because one time somebody kind of came on here and tried to pretend he was Ashton Kutcher, and he used his picture and everything. And I don't think Ashton Kutcher would have liked it very much that somebody was actually using his photo. I don't know how they even do that on here. Illuminati people wanted her removed. Okay. Selena had the center of attention. Yeah, and I get, you know, the Illuminati. I don't even want to go into it about the Illuminati. You know, I get the higher ups, the elites, the Bilderbergs, you know, the Queen of England, the royalty, all that, you know, the Trumps, you know, all the people that are in the Illuminati. I get that. And Secret Crimes by Brittany. This is not hearsay. God saw what she did. Okay. Anne Lane, you're allowed to say whatever you want on here. This is a freedom of speech page that I'm open to on YouTube. So thank you for your insight. I mean, I've never heard this insight. So, you know, that I don't know if I want to give it power or draw energy to it too much, though, because it's not what I'm really believing or what Spirit has told me about Brittany right now. I'm just talking about what I see on the external in the media and what I read. And yes, I don't know her personally. So who knows? You know, I could be wrong, but she just seemed rather sweet, innocent, and vulnerable to me. But everybody has the dark side and the light side of them. And it depends on, you know, and showbiz is awful hard for people. And yes, the Illuminati and everything that's been going on in Hollywood and everything. Now, I was in a movie myself. I was in the movie Cherry. And I can understand and have compassion for performers, because Hollywood is very hard, because they put smoke in, you know, they had a fogger or a misting machine that was supposed to make the bar that we were in, the restaurant, look like it was out of the 1970s, I believe, or whatever era that was, where it's all like real smoky, and it helps the cameras too, I guess. So that was hard for me, because I ended up getting really sick after that, that I was in the restaurant scene for 3 days straight in that movie. But, you know, I didn't say anything to anybody, and I didn't, you know, it didn't cause a problem. just had a very bad respiratory infection. And, actors and actresses go through a hell of a lot for showbiz. They go through more than we know. They risk their lives sometimes, just to be put up there on the limelight and the stage. I mean, they really do. Thanks. I look like Woman in Red. Okay. And I don't know what Woman in Red is, so thank you. I appreciate that. Nirvana Bliss. And Anne Lane is saying her hidden evil is exact opposite of who she claims she is. Okay. And everybody has, one side of their personality and one side of their personality that's good and one side of their personality that's bad. And it just depends on, yes, sometimes we don't see the bad side of the personality when people are in the limelight. We don't see that. Oh, I know, those fog machines are terrible for the lungs. And we all had to be in the movie and exposed to that during the movie Cherry. So did Tom Holland. But he's young and healthy, It's just me. I'm old and already had bronchitis in my life and stuff like that many times. And so I just don't go around breathing that stuff every day, thank God, And it was an experience. And I chalk it up to learning experience. But I said to myself, maybe I don't be in more movies, because I realized how hard it was, because we also had to stand outside in the cold and wait for us to go into our movie scene, and I'm not complaining, because they did a great job on the movie. And, it's what the Russo brothers produced that movie and everything. And, I had fun and they served us amazing food. That was one great thing. Anne Lane. Okay. And Anne, if you want, you can write me and talk to me more about this. Lady Butterfly 1059 is my email. ladybutterfly1059@yahoo.com. If you want to expand more, if you don't want to say it in front of everybody on here, that's fine. If you want to expand more on that. Obviously, you're very scarred. You're very traumatized. You believe that there's some serious evil. But, just understand that, with this video that I'm doing, I'm just saying what I'm picking up about the case and how, and I'm sure, that the paparazzi had to deal with her too, and, she tried to probably take an umbrella and poke somebody once with the paparazzi and things like that, so, and she had relationships with people that weren't really famous, too, and bodyguards and things like that. And yeah. So, if you really dealt with her and you're saying you dealt with her and you said that she was evil, then that's your opinion and that's straightforward. And that's what you had to experience with her, So, okay. Well, thanks for that opinion. So, and thanks for that insight too. So, we're just going to move on from that subject matter. And yeah, you can catch the movie that I was in, Cherry, on Hulu. It's still on Hulu. And it's just like the fruit, Cherry. And it's a true story about a guy that was addicted to very serious drugs, heroin. He started off with an opioid addiction. Tom Holland played his character, and really beautiful girl played the part of his girlfriend, and I cannot think of her name right now offhand. But I, was very blessed and honored to get cast through Angela Boehm casting. I don't have a bad word to say about that casting company. It was amazing. And Angela Boehm running her business is just super amazing person. And I just, I had a really good experience being in the movie. It was fun, and I got to meet Tom Holland. He smiled at me. He was fun on the movie set. And he's, just a really, really good actor. And yes, there is something to be said about the Illuminati and these people that are in their little, their big circle, or their separate elite coven, so to speak, with each other. And, they're not allowed to, they have to suppress what's really going on, and they, and who knows, what goes on, but I'm not saying that about Tom Holland at all, because I see very kind, humble, amazing person. So I don't know how I got started talking about Tom Holland when I was talking about Brittany Spears, but I just thought I'd talk about the movie that I was in. So, okay. Just think about what someone would do to be the star. Okay. Yeah, true. Yes, I understand what people will do to be a star. Yes. And what they used to do in those days to be a star. I've heard stories about that stuff. I've heard about the girl from that one movie that stared at the TV and said, "They're here." I've heard about her and the theory, or the conspiracy theory behind her, and how the big movie director brought Macaulay Culkin into his office and said, you see these shoes? And then he said, that girl in the movie? Well, these shoes, And it's like he was trying to say that those shoes were made out of her human skin, And, Macaulay Culkin had said this, and he really said this, that this really happened to him when he was a 10-year-old child or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, does these things really go on in Hollywood, But I think there's good people in Hollywood, and I think there's bad people in Hollywood. Just like there's good people in the world, and there's bad people in the world. Yeah, and harm would be done to competition. Well, I think all competition is good. And worse than I can imagine, well, I don't want to go there and imagine. You know what I'm saying? So, what? Delia, seriously, you've been on here once before with me, haven't you? Now you're saying, okay, no, I don't know about this now. This is getting kind of crazy. She's saying, Delia. Cindy, are you still here? Back me up here. Cindy knows me. Cindy, tell me if you're here or not. Delia Williams is saying, I was one of Harvey Weinstein's rape victims. Oh my Lord. So were you in the acting field, Delia? I don't even know how to say her name. Is it Delia or Delia? Well, that's terrible if that really happened to you, and I'm really sorry that happened to you. Very, very sorry that happened to you. And maybe Spirit is showing me something here today. So I had to learn of this all through Spirit, maybe. So Spirit orchestrated you guys to be on here. And Delia says, but that's why I left. Hollywood, there's are good and bad people everywhere. Yes, that's true. And Anna-Lane says, and they do it for 30 years. Okay. Oh, well, then wouldn't you've had to, that's a good point, Cindy, also implicate her parents? She was a child when she broke out onto the scene. Yes. Good point, Cindy. Thank you. Yeah. Cindy's backing me up. I knew she would. Thanks, Cindy. Wow, we're getting a lot of people on here that are admitting almost like the Me Too movement here. Or the, for some reason, my mind is going to Alyssa Milano right now. I mean, she kind of exposed a lot of things, didn't she? The girl from Charmed. And it's getting deep in here for sure, and I'm kind of glad I came on here today, Cindy. I mean, news to me, all this stuff. Here I thought I was doing an innocent video about Brittany Spears. And wow, But yeah, thank you all for being here with me. And your opinions do count, and they matter. And, crimes against humanity, it's awful. And the most evil, famous in Hollywood, I know, and are like Brittany. Wow. Things are not as you think. Okay. What's your opinion on I don't even know if I want to bring this into the whole can of worms, but what's your opinion on Ashton Kutcher? Because he gets involved and he tries to help with his company called Thorn save victims that are human trafficked. So what's your opinion about him? Because I feel like he is real and he's good, and I don't feel like he's got a rotten bone in his body. Him and Mila. See, okay, Anna's saying he's good. Thank God, Lord Jesus, because Ashton Kutcher, I had some dealings with him, and he sent me a happy birthday video, and thank God, yes, I feel like Ashton Kutcher is very good in Hollywood. And I just was like, oh, I don't want to be disappointed if somebody says he's bad, because I just feel like he's like amazing. So, oh, that's why he's separated from Demi. Yeah, but I thought they started that together because Demi was supposedly that her mother made her a victim. Like she paid. Wait. Her mother's boyfriend paid her mother to have sex with Demi Moore when she was young, underage. So her mother was living in a trailer, and they were very poor, and her mother had a boyfriend, and her mother was very abusive, and she paid, supposedly this happened, her boyfriend to have sex with Demi when she was underage. So Demi was very traumatized by all that. And okay, well, if you've had experience with her, then you would know. So Nirvana Bliss says, I feel he is good too. Yes, he is. He's good. I do feel like that too. And I tried to go all the way to Detroit, Michigan to get an interview with him for my TV show. You know the A-listers? Okay, the A-listers in Hollywood, Ann Lane. So were you in acting, Ann Lane? What industry were you in then? Were you in music, acting, screen acting? Were you in the Screen Actors Guild, SAG? I think about people that were blacklisted, like because they exposed some things, like that one, or she was real hard to work with. Catherine, what was her name? But anyway, you're very famous. Okay. Do you go by the name? Okay, you can't post it here. Okay. Well, thanks, Ann Lane, for coming on here and telling me. Zulemi R, please pray for me. I will, Zulemi R. I promise I will pray for you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that is happening to you, Zulemi. I would try to move out of there if I were you then. Okay. You need to move out soon. Yes. You can't use your real name. Okay, Ann Lane. Okay. Stuff's getting deep in here, right, Cindy? Okay. I'm just taken aback that Spirit is giving me this information right now. It's like these people come on here and so anyway, to see, because you gotta remember too, sometimes I'm skeptical because I feel like people are putting me through a test to see how psychic I am or something. And when I'm on here, sometimes I'm not using my psychic gifts. I'm just Jane talking, It's like I'm not trying to even go there psychically, And I've had people come on my videos after I do them, and they're like bad sites, and I have to delete them right off my YouTube because I guess they can get you messed up on your YouTube videos, like you could get in trouble or reported through YouTube because the person is going on your sites and saying their website or whatever, their link. And it's like usually to like porn or something bad, and I'm like, oh God, you really got to keep up with it here on YouTube, and it's like, oh geez, and so, and then my spirit guide said something about, they said Paris Hilton right now. They said her name. What do you think about Paris? Because I guess that Ashton Kutcher did some dealings or some work with her and her art and her donations to art of her artwork. So I feel like she's good. But didn't she hang out with Britney Spears? Why didn't her mother get conservatory over her? Why did her dad? Yeah, true. Well, weren't they divorced, her mother and father? Okay, can't post specifics. A bad one, too. Okay. Oh, dear Lord. And my spirit guides are going red flag, like caution, caution. You know, and for all, you know, if anybody on here is an actress or a famous person like Britney Spears, Paris Hilton, Ashton Kutcher, you know, all I know is that I think that you guys are all incredibly talented, and I see your performances, and I have no clue about your personal life. That's all. That's all I'm admitting. So these are just people's opinions of you, and I am not going along with their opinions. I have to meditate on it, you know, myself, but I will never expose anything negative at all because I don't want to do that. I don't want to expose anything negative about somebody because unless I know them personally, I mean, and still, even if I did know somebody personally and that it was something was negative about them, I would never ever go on social media and say anything about them that was negative. And I'll tell you why. Because I just believe in karma takes care of itself, you know? So I believe always that if somebody does wrong to harm others, there's going to be some karma to catch up with. Just like O.J. Simpson, he got karma. And yeah, Dalia Williams says she's met Paris. She's really nice. She seems really nice. Did Brittany's mom and sister know what was going on? And that I don't know. I'm not like an authority on this subject matter, actually. I came on here just to say this because everybody in the limelight, or everybody on social media right now is just talking about Free Britney, and my prediction is that she's going to win her court hearing, and that her father won't be her conservatory anymore. What's it called? Conservator. Cindy says, I'm not saying I'm a huge Britney fan, but she has legal rights. She deserves freedom. Yes, Miley Cyrus has done more questionable things in public and doesn't have a set up like Britney. Right. Mm-hmm. You're not seeing the real her. Okay, I think you made your point, Ann Lane. Seriously, Ann Lane, I really thank you. I know you made your point. No Tila Tequila. I don't know who that is. Yeah, and that's true, though. Money can buy all sorts of injustices. I agree with that, too. But I still think that there's karma with people. I think that there's karma because I just saw karma happen with the OJ case, for instance, you know, that he got his karma. And I always believe that there's karma, even though OJ had a ton of money. Because later on, then he was arrested and went to jail for something else, for selling some memorabilia, sports memorabilia or something, and doing it like illegally or whatever. And then, you know, the rest of the stuff would happen to him. So, oh, I guess I need oxygen. Okay. I'm still reading your comments, Ann Lane. Thank you. I appreciate those comments. Can you ask a question for yourself? Yeah, why don't we go off the subject matter now and let's answer some personal questions for people. Manuela Castaneda, you can start. Can I ask a question for yourself? Yes. So go ahead and ask a question for yourself, because let's get off the subject now, because I've been 39 minutes into this video, almost 40 minutes into this video, and I feel like I just need to kind of regroup now, and it's getting deep in here and mucky and all the muck. And we want to just like raise the vibration up and everybody go through healing. And Ann Lane, I am so sorry if things happened to you that were bad and you're traumatized. And I just wish you love and light and prayers for you and healing. And oh no, I'm okay with replying to your remarks. I appreciate your remarks too. It makes it more interesting, really. It makes my video more interesting. So I appreciate you being here. Okay, so Anne, you sound very angry for sure. You sound very angry for sure. Yes. Prayers to you, Ann Lane. And prayers to the other person who said that they were a victim also. And I'm going to call you by name. That was Delia Williams. Yes. I still don't know how to say your name. I'm going to check out your YouTube channel too, guys. I guess I can't do it right now while I'm on air. I am doing some readings, yes. And oh no, well, you already told me the truth and now I'm proceeding on. And you know, like if somebody makes a point, they make a point once and then they have to stop it, their point, because if not, like it's a form of control then. Like just know that like once you've expressed yourself and made your point clear and your belief and you telling me what happened to you, then what I've understood is when you keep saying it over and over again, then it's a form of trying to control me. So I'm just saying I know. So yeah, Cindy says, right, let's raise the vibrations. Woo, 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 let's raise the vibrations. Thank you, Ann Lane, for being here, hon. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your insight, and I will never be tricked and duped, and I always beware. I'm very, 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 yes, because it is, but I try not to say things about the world that way, that it's an evil world we live in or anything like that. I try not to say that because then I'll draw that situation to me or end up drawing that to me. So I try to stay positive, but I am very cautious, yes, who I trust and things like that. Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, Anna, that you had to go through that too. Okay, Manuela has a question. What is my career path for the future moving forward? For the future moving forward. Okay, Manuela, I'm going to go to your question. I'm going to answer a question on here. And if anybody else has a question, let me know about anything in their life because I will help you with that question. So I'm going to meditate on your name for a minute, Manuela Castaneda. And career. I'm going to listen to my spirit guides and their voice and see what they have to say. And by the way, I did not meditate on this Brittany Spears case at all. So I just want to let you know, if I would have meditated more, who knows, maybe I wouldn't have even done it, but I did it, so it's done. So, Manuela Castaneda in career. I think I need to get more details, though, from you, Manuela. But, here's the thing. I do feel like your career is moving forward. It's just right now it's stagnant. And I believe that you're stuck. And I see something like a large building and something attached to it in the vision right now. I'm kind of remote viewing, and I don't literally know what that is, but it feels like a large structure and something attached to it. So do you work around buildings or something, or architecture or something like that? I don't even know what this vision was, but it feels like it's yellow and then there's a building. But the attachment is like golden or yellow. It feels like a... And then they said, my spirit said, you're kind of like feeling right on the edge of the cliff with your career, but they don't mean that literally. They just mean like you're going to go through a huge shift and change with career. So yes, I do feel like it'll move forward. It's kind of like you're reinventing yourself a little bit. Yeah, Delia is right. Anybody, prayers to anybody that's going through hard times. Thanks, Delia. You sound like a really good person and genuine. And Ann Lane, I know you're struggling, and what I just pray for you is healing and the power of you to get your heart healed of all the damage, whatever damage you went through. Okay. Um, and I'll put your name on my altar. I promise I will. Okay. And you too, you as well, Delia Williams. I will put your name on my altar. So you work from home currently. Okay, Manuela, thank you for telling me that. So, but all they said was you're reinventing yourself. And did you ever think about writing a book about something while you're working at home? Because they talked about that. And Manuela, it's like, it's not like really letting me go into your energy for whatever reason. Almost like you put a really protective wall around yourself. Um, and but yeah, and I now why did I hear something about somebody in the fashion industry? So I did hear something from Spirit saying somebody was in the fashion industry, and then I heard a spirit come in that said they were a coma, so they were in a coma and they were a victim. So I did hear that too, a coma victim, somebody that's passed was coming in. She feels like a girl with dark hair, and she's kind of Asian looking. So can anybody connect to that? Um, and E says, can you please answer my question last reading? You didn't. Okay. I have an online friend that I have feelings for. What does he think of me? We live in 2 different countries and 2 different culture religions. Is there any hope? I mean, I think you should have hope. I don't know. They said something Atlanta based. That could be you. Or one of you on here is Atlanta based, meaning you live in Atlanta. And they, because he lives in another culture, I do feel like it's going to be hard because, you met him online. You met him online. Yeah, that's right. You said online friend. So E, I feel like it's going to be hard for you. Yeah. I'll have to Google who Tequila is because I don't know who that is, hon. I don't know who that is. Never heard of Tila Tequila. Has anybody heard of Tila Tequila on here? How will my love life will be like with this new guy I met? Wolfman 1993 asks. Okay. Okay. So we did have a spirit here that was coming through accurately. She said, Anne says she's Asian and she had an aneurysm induced to kill her, but she survived. Okay. So she's not in spirit. Okay. Okay, I'm going back to Wolfman's question because I'm getting sidetracked with all these comments. Wolfman, how will my love life will be like with this new guy I met? I feel good around it. I feel good. I feel like you're vibrating goodness with that. And I feel like just don't fight with him is the thing I'm saying. Like don't just stay present and be grateful that he came into your life. And that's all you need to know for right now. Okay, Wolfman. Does that help at all? I'm getting kind of tired now. I've been on here for 49 minutes, so. Manuela, yes, she is very controversial. Okay. Okay. Cindy, do you want to ask a question? Or are you good? Cindy and I talk in person. She can ask me a question anytime she wants, in private. So I still need to get together, Cindy. And by the way, London, he reached out to me, and I wanted to go to the full moon ceremony with him, but I did not go. And I didn't talk to him again. So, but I thought it was cool. So did Rose McGowan. Okay, who's she, Cindy? I forget who she is. Criminal assaults. I guess I didn't read all the comments. But LOL, you can pick a topic for me if you want. Okay. Well, it's cool because when I focused in on you right away, I get this huge, like, cool beam of light. You see it right there? And it's like coming right to my mouth. And I feel like, Cindy, you need to really watch the power of your words right now and watch your thoughts and what you say to others, because your words cast a spell out into the universe. And I'm saying watch everything that you say, because you're forming it to happen. Because you are so powerful, so magical, that everything that you're saying about anything in your life, especially relationship, it's going to keep happening. If you say it negative, it's going to keep happening like that. But if you turn it around and say it positive, and you change your perception to positive around it, you can cause it to happen like that. Very, very powerful. Got the ball rolling. Oh, that really outed Harvey Weinstein. Oh, okay. I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know that really did happen, with our Harvey Weinstein. He was just a very bad person. And the whole thing about the other thing, the Epstein. Oh my God, the Epstein. And it's what's cool, what's not cool, but I came to this realization that his name is Epstein. It's kind of like the Epstein-Barr virus, the kissing disease. Like right there, the name tells it all, right? Epstein. It's a disease. And it's a sexual disease, because isn't it? It's a kissing disease, So Epstein was sick, and he was just sick. So, Tila is having trouble adjusting to civilian life after being a high celebrity. Wow. I think I've heard of her now that you're saying her name like that. Tequila. I think I've heard of her. She's really beautiful, and she had like dark hair and kind of like Oriental looking. Is that her? Am I describing her? Because I do kind of vaguely remember her, and she was in movies a lot. And then, like, I don't see her that much anymore in the limelight. So is that the person that you're talking about? You thought of that too, Cindy? Yeah. You thought of that person? Yeah, because the name vaguely rings a bell. But it felt like about 11 years ago that she was in, Hollywood and maybe in the Screen Actors Guild and everything. And then she just kind of fell out. And I always thought she was really pretty, beautiful, beautiful woman. So Ann Lane, though, it's a pleasure meeting you. And just because you're telling me all these things, that's wonderful. I hope people that watch this video can just take every information that we talked about today and use it, and how your perception of it is, or everyone will perceive it in a different light. And And then I use discrepancy, and not judgment. I don't use judgment. Sorry. Didn't mean to say that. I use caution how I speak, But yeah. And my spirit guides did say the name of the dark force just now. The god of the dark force. Like they said, quote unquote, Lucifer. And, that's like, he was supposedly in the Bible, they said he was the highest star in the bunch or whatever. Like he had the most light and then they cast him out or something. Like he deceived people, and he was very like, woo, like shiny, but then he was still evil, maybe. So, the story about Lucifer. But I know Luciferians, they meditate too in the Buddhism. So they're meditators. So, it's just confusing, what they name gods, goddesses of the underworld, other worlds. But yeah, and I'm sure that it is very, very demanding to be a high celebrity. And, I think for some reason, Farrah Fawcett's coming to my mind right now. She got cancer. She was sick. And Patrick Swayze, he got pancreatic cancer. He was sick. And I feel like he was a good person and he was a dancer. And, did he know something maybe in Hollywood? Did he have dark secrets that he knew in Hollywood, but he didn't want to expose them or say anything? And so he died because the joy center was taken away from him, because the pancreas is always about joy. And, he said he had this like dark side of his personality that he couldn't control his worries or his thoughts. He did say that, but, I just think of him because I do feel like I felt goodness in him. I can always tell off of somebody if I feel good or bad about them. And I've never just really meditated too much on somebody like Brittany Spears that much. I just, what appeared to be the surface level knowledge of Brittany, I've never, ever meditated on her. So I'll have to meditate on her a little bit more. And thank you, Ann Lane, for making me aware of that and wanting to meditate more on Britney Spears to see if there is, what you're saying. Because I believe you, I just have to believe it myself and meditate. That's all. Okay. So, okay, Cindy, I hope that message helped you. I'm going to go check out and see what's going on with my dog. My dog has been barking the whole time nonstop while I'm on the video, so she needs some attention. Oh, yeah, Farrah Fawcett. Yeah, thanks. I forgot who you were talking about. I didn't know who you were talking about, Cindy, and I thought, wait, who's she talking about that she loves? Okay. Thanks, Cindy. All right. Keep in touch, everybody. And thanks for being on this video with me. I really appreciate it. We went almost a whole hour. So I really appreciate you all being here with me. Very fascinating video due to all you guys who are there with me today. So thank you all. Bye. Love and light. I'll put your names on my altar, Ann Lane, and put your name on my altar, and Delia Williams also, too. Oh, yeah. And Delia, I didn't see your question. You said you wanted to ask a question. I was just saying my goodbyes. How about if you write me your question, ladybutterfly1059@yahoo.com, okay? So it's ladybutterfly1059@yahoo.com. That's my email address if anybody wants to talk privately with me. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.